Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Neha Bhardwaj Alter, and this is where you get all the latest from the world of sports. This is that one-stop destination for all things sports, and we begin with the absolute Kohli mania that Delhi witnessed today. Yes, the unmatched aura of Virat Kohli was on full display in and around the Arun Jaitley Stadium during the Ranji Trophy fixture between Delhi and Railways, as thousands of fans queued up to watch the superstar in an unprecedented rush that forced administrators to make additional last-minute arrangements. Nobody imagined that this would be the scene outside the Arun Jaitley Stadium. DDCA had projected a crowd of around 10,000 fans for Kohli's homecoming, which is unheard of for a Ranji Trophy game. But such is his magnetic pull that even those lofty calculations went for an absolute toss. Long before the start of play, at 9:30 a.m. local time, the 36-year-old Kohli's loyal band of supporters were jostling to enter the stadium, where entry is free for domestic matches. In fact, fans were waiting since 5 a.m. I've seen visuals of fans who've been waiting there since 5 a.m. to get in. At first, the DDCA opened the roughly 6,000 capacity Gautam Gambhir stand for spectators, but sensing that the crowd situation could go out of hand, the officials were forced to open the Bishan Singh Bedi stand, which can accommodate around 11,000 people. What added to the commotion was the movement of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cavalcade past the ground at the same time. Now, the Gautam Gambhir stand was already packed to the rafters, and it hardly took time to fill the lower tier of the Bishan Singh Bedi stand, taking the crowd count well past 12,000 at toss. The deafening roars of Kohli Kohli could be heard from a distance as the former Indian captain took the field with the rest of the Delhi teammates, who too were experiencing something very, very special. Their hopes of watching him bat did not come true. Immediately as Delhi opted to bowl after winning the toss, but Kohli's mere presence on the field was enough to keep the fans hooked to the proceedings. Manning the second slip, his every move attracted a cheer from the crowd, and in the 12th over, an overzealous fan breached the security to run towards Virat Kohli. He just about managed to touch Virat Kohli's feet before being whisked away by the security. The immensely popular superstar is loved across age groups, and on Thursday, the ones who showed up to to support him, in fact, that also included a bunch of school kids. There were, budding cricketers and a lot of other fans, as you can see in those visuals, waiting to just get in so that they can get a glimpse of Virat Kohli, they can watch him play. When told that Kohli would not be batting anytime soon, with Delhi opting to field, they said it doesn't matter, we will watch him field. In fact, there were kids, like I said, from school who would come to watch him. Fans had started to make a beeline to that stadium as early as 6 a.m. In fact, 5 a.m. Is when, fans started queuing up to get in. With the chants of his name reverberating every few minutes, it wouldn't be wrong to say that one man has turned an otherwise mundane Ranji Trophy clash into an absolute spectacle. Let us also tell you what happened in the match, though. Virat Kohli did not get a chance to bat on day one of his return to domestic cricket, as Delhi came out to bat after bowling out Railways for 241. Delhi reached 41 for 1 at stumps. In front of a packed stadium, Railways were reduced to 66 for 5 by Delhi before a century partnership between Upendra Yadav and Karan Sharma helped rescue their innings. Upendra top scored with 95, while Navdeep Saini and Sumit Mathur picked up 3 wickets each for Delhi. Kohli is playing under the captaincy of Ayush Badhoni, and Kohli's presence, like I said, it attracted thousands of fans. In fact, even the metro stations were packed. There was a report which said that more than 15,000 fans attended day one of the match. There were fans cheering RCB as they tried to get into the stadium. And in fact, all the routes, the metro routes along the Kotla side, that line, it was completely packed with fans wanting to get in.
7:30 बजे से आया हूँ मैं, 3 दिन से आया हुआ हूँ यहाँ पे। मेरी आईडी भी है, यूपी से आया हूँ, यहाँ दोस्तों के पास रुका हुआ सिर्फ मैच देखने के लिए, विराट कोहली के लिए। ये सिर्फ विराट कोहली की वजह से है भीड़, नहीं तो रणजी का कोई क्रेज नहीं। पहले भी मैच हो चुके इस ग्राउंड पे रणजी के, लेकिन कोई इतना क्रेज नहीं, कोई इतनी पब्लिक नहीं पहले।
या 7 बजे मेट्रो में बैठे, 7:30 यहाँ आ गए और 7:30 से इतनी भीड़ है, इतनी भीड़ अभी है। सब आगे पीछे सारे गेट घूम चुके हैं, लेकिन अभी तक गेट खुला नहीं। कभी कोई इतनी भीड़ कभी रणजी मैच में मेरे ख्याल से पॉसिबल नहीं है। शायद बॉम्बे वगैरह में होती होगी, लेकिन यहाँ तो दिल्ली में पॉसिबल नहीं है। और एक ही स्टैंड चालू है, उसके बाद भी बहुत भीड़ है। सब विराट कोहली की भीड़ है।
बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ विराट कोहली का बचपन से। मैं सुबह 5:30 बजे का आ रखा हूँ, पहली बार देख रहा हूँ इतना भीड़ में। और भी मैच देखने आया हूँ उधर, मगर पहली बार इतना रणजी ट्रॉफी में इतना भीड़ पहली बार। सिर्फ विराट कोहली का ही क्रेज है और किसी का।
Okay, let's move on to Champions League, and what a night we witnessed with 18 games being played side by side. Manchester City, let's begin with the team. Pep Guardiola's team kept their Champions League campaign alive by beating Club Brugge 3-1 in a nervy must-win match on Wednesday, thanks to goals from Mateo Kovacic, substitute Savinho, and an own goal from their Belgian opponents. The victory in their league phase finale secured Pep Guardiola's men a spot in the two-legged playoff knockout round. Brugge, they stunned the Etihad Stadium crowd seconds before halftime when Ferran Jugla he beat Matheus Nunes before sending in a long cross that Rafael Onyedika smashed into the back of the net. Mateo Kovacic, he levelled in the 53rd minute when he dribbled through the heart of Brugge's defence before unleashing a shot from the edge of the 18-yard box into the bottom corner. City went ahead 9 minutes later when Joel Ordonez, he slid to a blocked Josko Guardiola's cross but knocked into the net, and then Savinho added a third in the 77th minute when John Stones played a pinpoint crossfield ball that the Brazilian chested down before firing it past their keeper Simon Mignolet. With the win, City move on to the 22nd place, while the top 8 teams get a direct entry into the pre-quarterfinals. Teams placed 9th to 24th. They qualify for the playoffs for the remaining 8 pre-quarters berth. Now, there was a bit of a scary incident before the match began. A fire broke out in the merchandise stand that was right outside the Etihad Stadium. But it was extinguished pretty quickly. This is right before Manchester City hosted Club Brugge's match of, in the Champions League group match. The fire broke out near the entrance to the Colin Bell West Stand, where City were unveiling their new January signings nearby. Thankfully, no one was injured and the match could go on as planned.
Yesterday, you were quite confident that you would make it through tonight. Were you still as confident at half-time?
When I saw the fire before the game in the halftime, so the journalists have the headline already. So that's for sure. And have been a really, really tough group, new format stage, really, really tough, really hard, because the game against, as I said, Inter de Milan, we played really good, and especially Feyenoord, 15 minutes left, and it's not easy to win to Turin to win in the circumstances that we had, when Paris Saint-Germain to win, it's not easy. But we did it, we are there. In 2 weeks we'll be better than we are right now, because new players come back, new signs. Against these two giants, one of them we're going to play, and we see what happens, how we arrive. I don't know if they are happy to play against us, but it's what it is. So it's no complaint at all. So it's Bayern or Madrid, Madrid or Bayern, we're going to face them. So one is the king of the competition, the other one maybe is the second or third king of the competition. So have experience, and second game leg there. But what I want, that I wish for the beginning of the season, is have the team back. You know, the players fit. It's all I wish.
Well, nothing can go wrong for Liverpool, but yes, they did lose their last game. Amara Nalo will certainly remember his senior debut for Liverpool, all 4 minutes of it. Liverpool was in the luxurious position of being able to play the kids in its final game of the Champions League revamped first stage with qualification already secure. Nalo, an 18-year-old defender, was one of them, and it proved to be a bittersweet experience. 4 minutes after entering in as a substitute in the 83rd, Nalo was shown a straight red card for a professional foul as Liverpool fell to a 3-2 loss at PSV Eindhoven on Wednesday. But the result didn't prevent the Premier League leaders from finishing in first place in the new league phase in Europe's top competition. Liverpool manager Arne Slot said, and I quote, "It is cruel, but he has never played first-team football before, and to make your debut in the Champions League is probably the hardest." He misinterpreted the situation, and it is a big moment to learn from. It is cruel when you think I'm making my Champions League debut, but you go off a few minutes later. A career isn't always positive. It also has negatives, and he has to make sure he plays in this competition again. Nalo signed for Liverpool in May 2023 from West Ham, where he came through the academy. He's played for England's under-18 and under-19 teams. Jadon Danns, he played up front for Liverpool against PSV as the youngest player in the club's history to start a game in the Champions League. Danns turned 19 on the 16th of January. The likes of Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold, they were all among the star players who were rested for this game. Liverpool finished on 21 points, 2 more than second place Barcelona after winning its first 7 games in the league stage. So still sitting pretty at the top. Holders Real Madrid made sure they would be seeded for Friday's Champions League playoff draw by beating Brest 3-0 away in the last round of the first phase. Rodrigo, he scored the first and the last goals after 26 and 78 minutes respectively, while Jude Bellingham netted the second in the 56th minute following a smart pass from Lucas Vazquez. Despite the loss, Brest will also feature in the two-legged playoffs as an unseeded team in their first European campaign. Real reached the Champions League knockout phase for the 28th consecutive year and extended their winning streak to 5 matches in all competitions. Real finished in 11th place with 15 points from 8 games and will face either Manchester City or Celtic in the playoffs. And without the suspended Vinicius Jr. and despite the bravery of their opponents, Carlo Ancelotti's side shook off the distraction of the raucous atmosphere in the small stadium. Rodrigo, he opened the scoring with a cross shot that went in off the post a minute after his close-range header had been saved. Bellingham then extended the lead when he scored into an open goal from Vazquez's pass to finish off a counter-attack. Rodrigo then sealed the win with a volley after Bizot had kept out a Kylian Mbappe shot. Mbappe's run of scoring in the last 5 matches came to an end, and the France striker was actually even booed by some of the home fans. He had a lot of chances, but his first 2 efforts went over the bar after 12 and 15 minutes, and then he was denied a couple of times by Bizot in the second half as well. Carlo Ancelotti now hopes to avoid Manchester City. So while Pep Guardiola says either Bayern or Real or whoever they get, they're all very good, but Carlo Ancelotti very clearly says Manchester City in the next round, they don't want to meet them after reaching the Champions League playoffs where they will be seeded. And like I said, Celtic or Manchester City, one of them will be facing Real Madrid.
I think we played well the game, defensively, offensively. We have a compact block defensively, and we have a lot of efficiency in front. We could score more, but now the moment of the team is good. We have a good feeling, and we want to continue like this because the feeling of the team is really good. We play well. We played well tonight.
Barcelona made sure of second place in the Champions League after being held to a 2-2 draw by a plucky Atalanta who failed in their mission for direct qualification for the last 16. Atalanta, who were missing one of their top strikers, Ademola Lookman, because of a knee injury, slipped down to 9th in the standings on 15 points and will play in that knockout phase playoff round instead. Five-time winners Barcelona, who last lifted the trophy in 2015, had already secured their last 16 berth last week through a dramatic 5-4 comeback win at Benfica. Hansi Flick's team finished the new single league phase second on 19 points ahead of Arsenal and Inter Milan on goal difference thanks to goals from Lamine Yamal and Ronald Araujo. Yamal, he gave Barcelona the lead 2 minutes after the break from point-blank range before Edison levelled for Atlanta in the 67th minute with a stunning shot from the edge of the area that sailed inside the left post. Then defender Araujo, he restored the lead for Barca with a header following a corner in the 72nd, but Atlanta's Mario Pasalic, he equalized again 7 minutes later, nutmegging goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny with a low strike. Barca will now face one of Paris Saint-Germain, Benfica, Monaco or Brest in the last 16, while Atlanta will have to brave the playoffs after dropping out of the top 8 and finishing 9th.
Yeah, of course, I'm happy. We have finished on the second place, the first step in the Champions League, and it's really good. I think it's a big success for the team, but also for the club. It's not easy to win this competition because I think at the moment for me Liverpool is one of the best team. They perform really good every match, and they have an unbelievable team. So, but at the end, it's always, you know, it depends when you play against them. Maybe it's only one match, could also be 2 matches. So everything is possible. Everything is possible. And what I can say is that we will fight for everything till the end of the season.
And Neymar finally said goodbye to his Al-Hilal teammates on Wednesday as he leaves the Saudi Pro League side after just a year and a half with the champions. Neymar thanked the club, its fans and his teammates for welcoming him with affection as he bid farewell after a disappointing spell in Riyadh where he was hindered by injury. The 32-year-old sustained a knee injury in Brazil's World Cup qualifier against Uruguay in October 2023 and has struggled to get back to his best. Neymar has played only 7 games for Al-Hilal since moving from Paris Saint-Germain for a reported fee of around 90 million euros. Brazilian media have reported that Neymar, who scored 79 goals for the national team, will return to his childhood club, Santos, after leaving the club in 2013 to join Barcelona. He moved to PSG from Barca for a world record fee of 222 million euros in August 2017. All right, if you love fast cars, then this is the story for you. A streamlined Mercedes raced by Sterling Moss and 5 times Formula One world champion Juan Manuel Fangio in 1955 could become the most expensive Grand Prix car of all time. The W196R Schromm-Liehenwagen, one of only 4 complete examples in existence that is being sold by RM Sotheby's on behalf of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at a target price of more than 50 million euros. If it meets the estimate, it would also be the second costliest car ever sold at auction after a 1955 Mercedes 300 SLR Unhelot coupe sports car that changed hands for 135 million euros in May 2022. The most expensive Formula One car ever sold at auction was another ex-Fangio 1954 Mercedes W196 that fetched $29.6 million at Goodwood in 2013. The IMS car is the first streamliner bodied W196R to become available for private ownership, and in its open wheel form was driven to victory by Fangio at the non-championship Buenos Aires Grand Prix in 1955. Moss raced it with the streamlined body at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, retiring after setting the fastest lap at an average speed of 215.7 kilometers per hour. Mercedes withdrew from factory-sponsored motorsport in 1955 after a Le Mans 24 hours disaster that killed 84 people, returning to Formula One as an engine maker in 1994. The Indianapolis Museum, which is aiming to become more US-focused, is selling a total of 11 cars from its collection at 3 separate auctions this year. The Mercedes Silver Arrows dominated the immediate pre- and post-World War II era of Grand Prix racing, with the W196R a world beater in 1954 and 1955. The streamlined bodywork with enclosed wheels was used at high-speed circuits, with the open-wheeled version favored for more twisty tracks.
It is very fast. The top speed is actually above and beyond 300 kilometers an hour. The horsepower is around a little bit less than 300 horsepower, 296. 8 cylinders inline, naturally aspirated. And, you know, it is, I would say, the masterpiece of mechanical engineering. If you look at it, the low center of gravity, the wide stance, the great overview you have. So very clearly, you and I, if we would have, let's say, acceptable driving skills, we can drive these cars. You cannot drive, neither you nor I.
Well, that's it then on this edition of Game On. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.